Hi, I'm Stacey Hewen, and I am not the Canadian computer collector. I am his brother, and I actually picked up one of my first Macs today. We're going to do some cleaning on it, going to pull it apart, going to try and clean out the keyboard a little bit, and we're going to see if it boots. Hopefully it all goes back together. I feel like working on Macs is more like working on a laptop in that stuff kind of fits together in a certain order and in a certain way. It's not as like modular as I'm used to, so lots of nerves going into this. I'm really going to feel a huge relief, like I've just let out a
massive fart
when I put it back together. And yeah, so if you enjoy this sort of content, if you want to see me get my hands dirty, so to speak, or in this case, pruny, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Don't just click it lightly. Really smash that thing, you know?
Really smash it in there.
massive fart.
But in the meantime, let's jump into this machine and really see what it has in store. This is billowy. I feel like I'm wearing like a dress. I'm the prettiest girl at the ball. Yeehaw. USB ports on the keyboard. Wow. Alright, so first step, we're just going to put everything away. We get the nice little corduroy pillow there to rest the monitor on. It's not important that the pillow is corduroy, but you should probably put something soft under it.
I gotta say, a corduroy pillow too, this is Dan, by the way, we're tag teaming the voiceover. Sometimes when you fall asleep on the corduroy pillow, you wake up with the pattern in your face.
Yeah, it happened for many years while I owned that couch. So we're just basically now taking the screws off the bottom. You'll notice there's no Wi-Fi card in this.
Yes, this is an airport card free machine.
So you can't connect to the Wi-Fi.
Yes, so an airport card is going to be on the list of things to pick up and chuck in this thing.
Is there any reason though why you couldn't use a USB stick?
I mean, you probably could.
Yeah, that's probably the direction I'm going to go with this.
But airport cards, I think, are fairly cheap anyway.
And also much cooler. So what we're doing right now is we're just vacuuming everything out. I'm using like an air compressor there to blow it out. Now we're going to take off the bracket that holds the heat pipes in place.
Yeah, and this is one of the more exciting heat pipes from the Mac generation, where it actually feeds into the upper frame of the machine, where the fan blows down onto everything. So it essentially transfers the heat up and then dissipates that way.
Dan is really using his hands to illustrate this point, despite the fact he's not on camera. So we're cleaning the thermal paste off there using some isopropyl and a Q-tip. Never put Q-tips in your ears unless they're drenched in isopropyl.
Oh my god, please don't do that.
Just don't put Q-tips in your ears.
Just generally don't put them in your ears, and especially not with isopropyl on them.
Yeah, so we're going to put this stuff back in now after it's been cleaned. Paste, I assume, here, and where's the other one connect?
Right here.
Wow. I actually think we're out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A little bit here. It doesn't seem to be going down any further.
That's not good.
We are out of salmon paste!
This is the dopest golf cart I've ever seen in my life. Alright, so that was me going to get thermal paste, and we're on to day 2.
Yep, so with the fresh paste, I'm going to be applying it to the tops of the heat pipes where they connect to the case. If you're taking one of these apart, just make a note of where all the stuff was before you cleaned it off. You'll notice that it's on both the top and the bottom there. As we seal it up, we're going to be putting all the screws back in. And
these things seal up actually pretty smoothly. Like the way that the they're not hinges or springs, but there's little latches sort of that just kind of slide into place.
It was actually quite satisfying. And then the screws are almost a formality at that point.
Yes, exactly. Like being pleasant to people.
Alright, let's see if I this thing up. Because it was working before. Alright. Moment of truth. Oh. Should I not? No, I was gonna say, should I be seeing something on the screen?
Ooh, sometimes it takes a second.
Well, that's how hard drives are. Good old spinning rust. Touched my eyes too many times. Don't touch your eyes when you're fixing computers. America. Gotta get a Wi-Fi card for this bad boy. Oh, we can't do the classic Bill Cosby. because that's not kosher anymore.
Yeah,
But we registered a lot of software to build Cosby. You remember they had like the characters and they all lived in this weird place with like French fries for trees and Oh, I don't remember the name of it. Set one of these guys up for the first time. I'm happy we were on this journey together. Oh man, that hard drive noise. Alright, well, I presume that unless we hook this thing up to the internet, that's about the extent to which we can do anything with it at the moment. But it works. Keyboard's is gonna need to be put out in the sun.
Well, it needs to be washed first.
Yeah, put that through the old dishwasher.
Well, and you gotta pull the keys off, soak them in soapy water, and then scrub each one.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful time. Oh, maybe I should shut down before I start pulling the keys off of this.
All right, visit from Winslow, and it's on to key pulling, which I see you are very excited to get to.
This was so tedious, but it didn't actually take as long as I expected using that key puller. This would have been hell if that device wasn't there.
Now, this is, excuse me, my fault. I suggested cleaning it with isopropyl first before vacuuming it, which was just a stupid idea in general, so then we vacuumed it afterward.
Yeah. And now we're just scrubbing it with some soapy water, and then we're going to put everything into a salad spinner, which is very important before you add the lettuce and the other ingredients.
Yeah, and then just make sure you've got a nice set of grills on to protect your teeth.
So now I'm actually, this part isn't super important. You can just let everything dry if you want, but I'm spraying it out with an air gun there. You could use compressed air. You don't want to leave water sitting in there. Water just isn't great for any of the ones that have little metal bits inside them.
Well, and also too, we were trying to get this done in an evening and didn't just have time to let it all evaporate. So we blew out most of it and then let it dry off.
Yeah, we let it sit on a towel for like an hour, but with a fan on it, it doesn't take too long once you've blown out the standing water.
And then this is me cleaning up the dome and stem. Ladies.
The hydraulics in this are actually very satisfying aside from this. Gross.
And that's about it. Just finishing touches, and we're good to go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for another Canadian Computer Collector. Stace, how do you feel about doing your very first Mac teardown and cleanup?
Really didn't get as deep into it as I thought you would have to get. Like, if I wanted to change the hard drive, I feel like this would have been a much more harrowing journey. With this, it felt more like just taking the lid off, which is really all we did.
Poking around a bit.
Big shout out to the Blacksmithing Gamer. We'll link his channel.
Yes.
Didn't know that he did YouTube. I literally just found this ad and asked him for, I would say, a screaming deal, and he accepted, which is incredible.
Yeah, so you know what, there's still a few things to do with this computer, but I think arguably it's in pretty good shape. It runs really nice. It's got a fresh version of 10.4 on it.
Yeah.
She's looking primo.
Yeah, you know what? I would say actually the thing I'm happiest about is that these speakers work and actually still sound really nice.
Shout out to Herman Carden.
Yeah.
And
Keeping up with the Kardashians.
And before we take off, don't forget to like and subscribe, bloody. And if you're interested in following us on social media, check out all the links in the description below. That also goes for Buy Me a Coffee if you're interested in supporting the channel. And I almost forgot. Shout out to my man Wayno from Oz. Thanks, Wayno, for supporting me through Buy Me a Coffee. Last week I'd already made the video, so I couldn't give a shout out. This week, we're gonna give you that shout out. Wayno, don't forget just how generous of a person you are. You're like the kind of guy who goes to a farmer's market, buys a bunch of green beans, and then says, keep the change. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, without further ado, enjoy the rest of your day. And life, hopefully.
Bye.